Hi, welcome to Antriksh Brands and Stories. We are here with a special guest. He is a dear friend of mine, has been a mentor and guide for Antriksh over the years. He has a decade full of experience in multiple segments of business. He has led large and diverse teams across India and Germany. He is an avid reader and loves history, technology, basically everything under the sun. And his curiosity leads him to create new stuff from time to time. Welcome, Mahesh.
Hi. So, first of all, thank you very much for introducing and having me here. I always wanted to do a podcast, and thank you for making this happen.
Yeah, we were discussing that we wanted to do a podcast
Exactly,
together. Yes.
exactly. On multiple topics, but this is again interesting topic that we will be discussing on technology.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, contract and compliance, and how new technology will help you to do that.
Right. And on that note, Mahesh has written a book. It's a cookbook for you to work on your legal drafts and contracts in general for your business or your brand. But the interesting thing is, he has a very special co-author.
Yes.
Mahesh, you address the topic.
So the co-author is ChatGPT, and again ChatGPT not plus version or the paid version, but the free version.
Okay.
Yeah, and so why it's important, because I'm not someone from a law background, but I always fascinated by law. It was always as a business, you know that we have been in business and doing contracts with vendor or employment, and we need help to draft a contract.
Right.
And we are always at the mercy of someone else. We know the business concept and lawyer knows the legal concept. But there is no mediation between how to transfer the business concept into the legal concept.
Right.
That's where ChatGPT comes into picture, your business knowledge. And by using a few prompts, you can do the legal draft. And that's what I thought, why not to create a book? This ChatGPT will help you to bridge, to transfer your business concept into legal concept. Like we were talking about, most of the Indians are, the English language is not their first or second languages.
Exactly.
Might be third or fourth. Like myself, I'm not professional English speaker or a writer.
Exactly.
But again, using the ChatGPT, I'm able to write a book. This is huge.
Yes.
I know it's totally normalized now to write a book and everything using ChatGPT.
So ChatGPT has essentially become a tool or a medium to express your idea. But the condition is your idea should be unique and original, and which they are, right? It's just the language barrier that's, keeping many out of the game.
Yes.
And to be honest, we are conducting these podcasts in English just because we want to reach out to people,
yeah.
so that anyone watching this podcast is able to understand, irrespective of wherever they are from.
Yes, true.
Because, for example, our first language is Marathi.
Right?
Yes. But if we conduct this in podcast in Marathi, it's only our brothers from Maharashtra who would understand or be able to enjoy the podcast. If I can use the term enjoy, English is just a language. It's just a medium.
Yes.
Right. And we have used ChatGPT in a great way to write this book.
Yes.
So I would say ChatGPT was your assistant on this book.
Yes, totally assistant, buddy, like I said, AI buddy. I was just putting my thoughts very clearly, and I was getting the same expected outcome.
But are you saying it's like a replacement for a lawyer?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just a tool to help you to boost your productivity, to help you to transfer your thoughts into legal concept, and you can validate that using your attorney or legal consultant, anyone. You can use your own language to put into the legal concepts, and this will save you a lot of money, lot of time, that will safeguard your business as well.
It's interesting because many businesses, when they venture on the journey to create a business, to create value and add value into the world, they consider marketing, advertising, thoughtful product development to be the core factors. But many a times they ignore this part, that you have to be legally strong, legally perfect. And which is why these compliances, this drafting part is very important for any brand.
I am using it for my own stuff, my own business, helping other businessmen. Why not to produce a cookbook so everyone can use it for free, and it's free.
Right. Yeah.
Because I am using ChatGPT for free, so why should I make money out of it? It just therefore it's free.
Right. But it's like the resource is free, but there's a lot of scattered information on the web.
Yes.
Right. So I think this is more of a helpful compilation that what kind of prompt should I put in,
No.
or what are the basics.
No.
So I think this book will help you nail the basics
Yes.
for sure. Because it
Creating
gives you-
outline, having information on basic 50 clauses. What are the mandatory clauses you should be putting it? What are the important cases that has happened because of the contract dispute? I have put it there like 10 samples agreement, and every sample agreement comes with the top cases which happened because of the not drafting clear the contract. And in addition to that, I have also created a conversation between future AI lawyer
Uh-huh.
and the young businessman. So it's an engaging book that one can understand what's the limitation, what AI can do, and how it is going to elevate your productivity.
Right. We personally also have experienced this in the past. We have talked multiple times together, about legal compliances. And we at Antriksh have also faced many problems in the past
True.
because of not having foolproof contracts with our
Contract.
clients. It is the hard truth in today's world that you have to have some clauses in place
True.
because you're dealing with companies from small level to
To
huge
use
MNCs.
MNCs, yeah.
And you need to safeguard yourselves, your employees, your work, your hard work, your money.
Yes.
We had to learn that in the hard way. And we have been, drafting these policies from time to time, including new clauses.
Mhm.
But this book, like I've read the preview version,
Yes.
but I really like the way it tells you that these are the things that you need to do, which you might miss out on
Yes.
if you don't have a constant lawyer in your, circle,
Side, yes.
right? So that is saving a lot of hours, lot of money, which I think this takes care of.
Yes, true. Because it's just that if once you learn how to handle the ChatGPT and prompt, it just if you have some sample agreement provided by ChatGPT, you just ask a ChatGPT one more time, can you provide me some unique points that I should not be missing?
Right.
ChatGPT comes with the again 10 clauses that you should be putting there.
Exactly. Many a times these clauses are getting updated because there
Yes.
are landmark cases happening all over the world.
Yes.
And maybe even your great lawyer from within your circle or your team might not be updated about the latest
No.
happening.
You cannot beat AI. That's the truth. You should be making AI as your buddy and then elevate your productivity, boost your business, save time, whatever cause you want to do it. But now you don't do your business without AI. If
Exactly.
you're sticking with the traditional methods, you will be out of business. Yeah, your competitor will use it and they will outsmart you. That's
Right.
for sure.
Right. But at the same time, I think it's important to note that while we are drafting contracts using ChatGPT, and I see multiple interesting prompts that you have mentioned, which are very precise,
Yes.
right? Because giving the right prompt is as important as understanding the requirement. Because if
Right.
you don't know the what, why, how,
Yes.
then you can't give the right prompt.
Right.
And this is where your book is really
It's
helpful.
helping. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, when you create the draft, let's say, I put in the prompt from your book, including some of my business concepts.
Mm-hmm.
I get the draft, but at the same time, it's very important that I also validate it through a legal professional.
Yes.
But I think the multiple hours of work preceding the validation point
True.
is getting done easily
Yes.
in a matter of minutes, rather. So this is where this book or this list of prompts,
And the
use
sample,
cases
yes.
is going to be helpful.
Helpful. Yes.
The 80% wala draft at least.
Absolutely. Expected outcome.
Right.
So the tip is that whatever your concept is, no matter how you put it, just give a clear instruction. And unlike the human, AI will follow 100%.
As is the nature of humans, like whenever we communicate anything, there is as you said, there's complete chance that it won't be interpreted in the manner that you wanted it to be,
Yes.
right? And this is where ChatGPT understands language. Comprehension is 100%
Yes.
foolproof. Of course, many times ChatGPT might produce,
All-
but you need to be sure.
Sure.
You need to make sure that you understand it, validate it, and then take it forward. Because if you're at the end of the day, if you're incompetent, you don't understand it, then you would be taking forward an average response.
Exactly.
That is where human understanding or intelligence comes into the picture.
It's like what they call it now, hum bots. Human and bots together.
Oh, right.
Hum bots. If your thoughts are clear, then you can give the right commands or prompts.
Exactly.
AI is not generating their own ideas. AI will not suggest, oh, you missed this clause.
Right.
You have to be clear with your thoughts. Then AI will help you do whatever you want.
Exactly.
It's not other way around.
Right.
Otherwise,
if
it's
it's
like
the-
Terminator.
Yeah. Or if it's the other way around, then maybe you should not be handling AI.
Exactly. Then we should stop it completely now. But this is not the case.
Right. When it comes to words, right? Words can kill, words
True.
can save, is what we believe in, right? And of course, since we engage in content writing on a daily basis, we know words are important. And when it comes to legal cases or drafting stuff, it's like of supreme importance to get your words right. And as is the famous tale, like of course, many Marathi people know it, "Dhacha maa karne,"
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the similar thing is applicable when it comes to creating drafts. And this is where your book is also helpful in getting the prompts right,
Yes.
so that you get the
outcome
words
is
right.
yeah, and the outcome is right. For example, you want to create intra-company agreement. Your thought should be clear by providing input to a bot or a ChatGPT. Then you will get the right outcome.
Right.
Otherwise, you will get average outcome. Yeah, it's important. Wordings matters a lot.
Since ChatGPT has been introduced,
Yeah.
tons of books, literally, written by random people
Yes.
who, to be honest, are putting out idiotic stuff. They don't even know about it, but they are just creating books and putting it out there.
Yeah.
And people are reading it as well.
Yeah.
Right. So talking about this book, of course, it sounds like a blunt question, but what's different in this book? And from the legal point of view, how well documented or foolproof is this?
I have been talking with my friends who are into the business for 30 years on an international level and 50 years. Even one of my lawyer's friends, I went to them. I carefully consulted their advice and then put into the books. And plus, I have read multiple books on the contract drafting, legal contract drafting, what are the do's and don'ts. I watched many videos on YouTube from Stanford Law Institute, many videos that are particularly related to the legal drafting. I have taken all the notes, what are the do's and don'ts, what would be the 20 years lawyer would suggest, and everything that I mentioned in the book. And yeah, therefore, I think this is unique.
I also know it personally that you have been engaged in creating drafts and contracts since many years
Many years.
for businesses on an international level, right?
Yes.
So how has that experience helped you in putting your thoughts?
Once you know and you are talking with and negotiating contracts with multiple international players, you understand what are the basic concepts. Suppose my vendor is from Poland, and the vendor will always want to have a governing law from Poland. If there is a dispute,
right, they would want it to settle
in Poland.
Right.
But as a customer, you would prefer your own land.
Right.
So there is negotiation part and putting the contract right. That's come into the picture. Small business owner won't understand it because the lack of experience and everything. But again, this cookbook or the playbook will help you. Yeah, what are the important clauses? Why should be doing it? So therefore, I think this is the helpful. That book, while drafting it, has been helping me. I have sent you the few drafts as well.
Right.
We did together few drafting as well.
Yes.
So it's helpful tool.
When it comes to having these contracts between two parties, especially for any brand or business across the world, it's not a legal document per se. I mean, not a government bound contract, right? It's just a contract between two parties. There is no government seal on it.
No.
These are some just terms of understanding between these two companies,
Yes.
right? Which is why many people might not take it seriously.
Yes.
And if, let's say, your client sends you a big 4 or 5 pager contract, you necessarily don't have the potential to validate it, read it. You're like, okay, let me just sign it and take it forward. But this is where understanding these terms and using ChatGPT can help you do the homework.
While drafting this contract and reading all books, one thing I understood: never ever click on I agree terms and conditions. Always read all the condition and terms.
Even if it's the Facebook confidentiality term.
Everything. No one is doing it, I know. Even I don't do it. But now I'm creating this habit to follow old concept. Never ever sign a contract if you're not reading it.
Not reading it, exactly. And yeah, that has led to misery for many companies in the past.
Many companies.
And which is why it's very important that you read everything thoroughly.
Everything. Yeah.
And I think these contracts, as you said, if there are companies from two different countries, they would prefer to have the governing law from their own country.
Yes.
And many people don't give it much thought.
Yes.
Because they think everything will go fine. But as we know, black swan events can happen. Events that you could not think of
can happen.
Exactly.
And therefore the only document will save you. That's your contract and terms and condition.
Many a times outside settlement is done because it's just between two companies.
Yes.
They don't go to court most of the times.
Yes.
But if they do go, the actual legal proceedings happen when you go to the court.
Yeah.
But this document that you have created in the beginning or in the past
will help you
like
to solve many. Yes, will help you to solve many cases. And therefore it should be very clear, concise, and your thought should be clear. What your business thoughts are and what you wanted to put into the legal format or legal contract.
But many small establishments, they don't take this stuff seriously. Because big companies have legal counsel, legal teams. But these small establishments, they don't, get into it. We'll just read it and then take it forward. But they too should be aware of what they're reading and what they're signing. So this is kind of empowering the small players in the market as well.
True. It's always like big giants are pressing you. But if you are putting a contract very carefully on your side, that will safeguard you. For example, it's fascinating to see while drafting this book, I just put 1, 2, 3 words there. Please, while creating this sample agreement, make sure that it should be in favor of customer.
Okay.
This one few words,
right.
ChatGPT drafted a whole contract 100% in favor of customer.
Exactly.
It's just how you want to play with it.
Interesting. And of course, you would be agreeing to certain terms and there would be negotiations from both ends.
Yes.
But you can make sure that you have put your points
forward.
Yes.
True.
Yes. Let's jump upon AI as a tool to create other stuff. For example, since ChatGPT was launched, or even way before that, we at Antriksh have been using certain AI-based tools. For example, there's a tool called Lovo.ai. So we used voices from that platform back in 2019 and 20 as well for some of our projects wherein a human voiceover was not required. So since then, we also have been realizing the potential of AI in different formats, applications and industries. But since ChatGPT came, everyone suddenly became extra vigilant about, okay, I need to use AI as soon as possible. And then there are tons of applications and plugins coming up into the market on a daily basis. And don't you think it's creating rather unnecessary crowding of elements in the market when it comes to this sort of flow in AI?
It is going to happen. Like 2 years ago, everyone was talking Web3, crypto and everything. We were talking about it.
Exactly.
We invested few amounts there. So it is going to happen. But that's how nature works. It filters out. Now no one is talking about crypto and Web3 and everything. Now ChatGPT and tools around ChatGPT, AutoGPT, Baby, AGI, and whatnot, Mid Journey and everything. Yeah, it's just, I guess, the top quality, valuable product will survive as always.
Right.
The nature will filter out.
Yes, but ChatGPT, has the early advantage.
Yeah. And it is going to happen. And plus, the majority what they did. Good thing, the partnership with Microsoft, the already giant,
right,
and using their resources and their presence in especially business.
And I think since we are talking about drafting and how it involves words, so on similar lines, when it comes to content writing, there's a very thin line that differentiates a human and an AI.
Yeah.
At least in present times, because there are lots of average writers out there in the market. Whatever they write, ChatGPT can do it.
Absolutely.
Or rather can do it better and in a matter of seconds. What differentiates a good content writer is adding your own touch, your own perspective. Yeah. Even if you get the first draft from AI done, you need to be a unique writer or a unique thinker to add your own touch. And that is where, these average writers are getting filtered out.
Absolutely.
But the fact is, the good ones will remain. They'll always be there.
Why I am telling you? why good ones will remain? Because good ones will know how to use ChatGPT as a buddy. Because
Right.
they will put their concepts or the thoughts so clear to the AI that no one will recognize whether it is written by AI or a good writer.
Right.
Average mind will give average prompts, average commands, and the result will be average.
Exactly. So the hard work lies in creating precise prompts
Precise
or
prompt,
putting
clear
down your
thoughts.
thoughts clearly.
Yes, absolutely. No matter for drafting, no matter for content, your ad copy, your LinkedIn post, job advertisement, everything.
Right.
Put your thought clearly and you will get clear result.
As this saying is doing the rounds on internet, AI will not replace you. A
Somebody
person using
will-
AI efficiently will replace
It's true. So one person can do multiple or wear multiple hats.
you. Right.
Previously, you
Would need a specialist
special
for each thing.
Yes.
But in today's time, I think you need to be a generalist. Yes.
journalist and how to use the AI as your buddy. That's it.
Right.
Because now you can write a code using ChatGPT, and it's 80% write code. If someone who knows how to deal with it
Right.
can do coding now, which was a very special talent.
Exactly.
1 year ago.
Yes. Hundreds and thousands of companies have gone out
Gone.
who were working as, outsourcing agencies and coding
So
sector.
talking about this in 2020 or 2021, we wanted to create AI lawyer tool.
Exactly. We sat for many hours.
Many hours we created this lean canvas
Canvas model.
what to
AI legal
advisor,
would
what
be like.
will, and it's same ChatGPT.
Yes.
We cannot compete with it.
So I think we should be glad that we did,
should.
when we didn't go ahead with it in terms of deploying our MVP and so on.
No.
Saved us essentially
Lot.
hundreds of hours.
Yes, and time is money. So money.
Right. But again, as we talked about the AI point, I still think the current AI output that we are getting, it's good for most of your daily work.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, if you need hyper customized and hyper personalized output, you'd need to add that 20-30% of your own unique input.
Absolutely.
Right? There are a lot of interesting sample prompts.
Yes.
Which you can use, ready-made prompts. You just, replace certain business terminologies that's applicable to your domain.
Yes.
And then you will get your draft ready. I'll tell you an interesting stories. So what we did is we just copied the whole content of that privacy policy of Instagram, pasted it on ChatGPT, gave it an instruction saying, highlight the clauses or pointers which kind of indicate that your private data is under threat or that you might not be notified about we using your data. And we did find a couple of pointers which ChatGPT highlighted that these 2 points are kind of can be taken in an ambiguous manner, and hence these 2 points are something that you should think about. So that was an interesting application, and that was done in a matter of minutes or seconds. So I think if you don't have the time to read it, at least you can give this a try.
You can use other way around. If you got the contract from your customer, use it in the same way,
exactly.
like he did. You should give it a try.
Right.
It's not you. It's not always that you will be writing contract.
Exactly.
You will be getting contract from your customer, from your vendor, anyone.
Yes.
So again, you don't have to read it. ChatGPT will do it for you. You can again ask ChatGPT, can you help me with which are the causes that can put me in danger situation?
But there might be this possibility that ChatGPT might miss out on certain important aspects in the contract. But I think as a first level of check,
yes,
ChatGPT does the job.
Right. First level check, whatever your thoughts that can be put into the legal concept. And the second step, like we talk about, go to your attorney and validate from it. Yeah, and that's it.
But I think when it comes to putting in the prompt, at least basic level of proficiency in English is required.
Yes.
As of now.
This book will help you. It has pre-structured prompt, so you can use it. You can adjust it little bit here and there according to your need, and that's it.
Right. Localization will play an important role because there are many people who might be able to put forth their thoughts into the
They are-
ChatGPT prompt in Hindi.
Hindi.
Right?
True.
ChatGPT maybe takes it, processes it, and gives the proper English output. So that will happen with almost close to 100% accuracy in the times to come. But that will be the real game changer as well. For many people who don't know English at all, but they want to create a draft or a contract or a document in English, based on the thoughts in their own language.
Yeah, I guess like we know that nothing is new under the sun. Maybe someone right now is thinking about
Is
this
developing a product.
API for it, just you or plugins for it. Just you put it in your own language. ChatGPT in background converts it into the English and gives you output. Someone might be doing it,
Right.
but it's inevitable. It is going to happen, and that certainly will be a game changer.
Exactly. And more than ChatGPT, it's these plugins based on ChatGPT that are turning the whole game around.
Absolutely.
You can just have that in your Chrome extension or in your browser, Microsoft Edge, right? So totally. And the way ChatGPT or rather AI tools in general are changing the landscape, it's wild. Because when we look at the rate at which AI or these tools are taking over our lives, it feels unreal. Because it's not only ChatGPT, now it's the plugins that are taking over our daily life. Each tool is meant for a specific purpose. And it feels like now we are in a completely different world.
That's absolutely like Lenin, who was actually a communist, anti-industrialist, who said that there are decades where nothing happens and there are weeks where decades happen, and something like
Exactly. And that's what we are experiencing.
Totally.
Something to think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think at this present moment, we cannot at all imagine or create prototype blueprint about how the next 5 years will look like.
No one can predict it. I guess what we can do is just rewatch Black Mirror videos or the Westworld and think about what can happen next and then start working on it immediately.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, there is nothing new under the sun. Someone might be thinking the same and even deploying their ideas into the production. Now you don't need to hire a developer for your MVP. You don't need to hire a lawyer to do the basic drafting for you. It's just one-man army can do all the things.
So basically, if you wanted to try out ChatGPT, do tons of hours of research, validate what your hypothesis sounds like, and you don't want to do it, he has done tons of research behind it. He has created a well-structured document so that you don't have to go and do the same things that he did. And you will get a good conclusion or summary of what you should and should not do. If you run a business or if you're a part of any brand, you should have this book because it will help you in drafting almost literally every contract that your company needs on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It could be your employee handbook. It could be a simple work agreement with your client. It could be a non-disclosure agreement format.
Or now in India, everything is talking about startup. So founders agreement.
Exactly.
Partnership agreement.
So you can get the basics done with this book.
Yes.
And if you still need validation and help from someone, of course, you're free to do that. Majority of the times, it will save you hundreds of hours. Literally. Download this book. It's for free. You will have the link at the end of the video. Download it. Let us know what your comments are. And of course, we'll be working on more versions of it.
Yes.
And this book has been designed by a team of designers at Antriksh.